Hello everybody, my name is Ethan, and this is my first log, kind of update log, on my survival world. So yeah, a few weeks ago, I think it was a few weeks ago, essentially, recently I started this survival world, and as you can see, I have some pretty good stuff so far, and I'm not making videos or anything in this world, and I don't plan to, but I just thought that kind of, for me mainly, it'd be kind of cool if I were to make some update videos occasionally on sort of my progress on the world, just to sort of document my progress, so that later in the future I can look back and, I don't know, might be kind of cool. So yeah, as you can see, I am using a texture pack. I'm on 1.21.11 right now. 26.1 recently released, except since it was just a few days ago, so not all the mods that I use have updated to that version, so I'm kind of sticking to 1.21.11 for now. But that's okay. And also, as you can see, I am using this old school Programmar Art texture pack. So yeah, since I'm on new versions, there are a lot of new textures. I'm using a texture pack that sort of makes the new textures look like what they could have looked like when they were if they were old. So as an example, as you can see, the deep slate here, it looks slightly different. But not too different. So it's a pretty cool texture pack. But yeah, I'm done explaining all of that. I just think that it'd be kind of cool if I were to go around the world and show kind of what my progress is so far. So I think the best thing to start with is, so this is kind of my starter house. So I spawned in the plains over there, and I kind of found this nice swamp biome. This isn't where I want to make kind of my main base, but this is sort of a nice starter house, so I built this. I really like just sort of the classic Minecraft building style, so that's kind of what I went with here. And it goes well along with the resource pack. I have a sugarcane farm and a small potato farm right here, because baked potatoes are a great food source. And yeah, and as you can see, I do have a happy ghast. Yeah, there's a soul sand valley right outside where my nether portal spawn is. So I was able to find quite a few happy ghasts, but this is the only one I've grown so far. So yeah, really, I don't plan on using the happy ghast too much, but I am, when I eventually get villagers, I got the happy ghast so that it'd just be a lot easier to transport them. Because actually, if I go on top of it, and then I kind of raise up a little bit, I think the lead might have broken. Alright. But yeah, as you can see, there are a few villages around. I believe, so there's one right there. I believe there's another one in that direction, another snowy village. And then there's that village over there. And there's a few other villages that I've found kind of scattered about around there. So, yeah, what I'm planning on doing is getting villagers and putting them in boats, and then transporting them with the happy ghast all the way over to my main base over there, which I will show you in just a few minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna get no, come on, come back down. All right, there you go. All right. And so yeah, it is helpful to say this originally was a hardcore world. It originally was, except I died because I'm not that good at the game. But I really like the seed. I really like it. And I also didn't really want to lose my progress, So what I did was I loaded a backup and I changed the world file so that instead of it being a hardcore world, it would be a survival world, so that everything would be fine whenever I died, because I quite like this world so far. But yeah, so this is the interior of my cozy little house here. We have a nice painting and a fireplace. I'm thinking of lighting it up. I do have netherrack here. I'm terrified that it's gonna burn down. It shouldn't. I took a lot of precautions here. It shouldn't burn down, but I don't know if I want to take the risk. I might light it and then watch it very closely for a bit, and if nothing happens, then it's good. But yeah, we'll see about that. And so yeah, I did go exploring in that direction quite a bit. I found a chain. It's kind of like a chain, a group of mushroom islands that I do have plans for, or at least I hopefully will do something with those. Which I'll go and show you it in a bit, but once I finish touring here. Okay, why? Okay, it looks like a zombie piglin just came here. Oh, I got a gold ingot from that. That's nice. But yeah, so this is sort of the upstairs area, or just the main floor. It's a little bit empty. I'm hoping to fill out this area with maybe some couches or something. I don't know. But then here, this is where the business gets down. So I have some smokers, some blast furnaces, and normal furnaces. And then I have my nether portal right here. And then I have my enchantment setup right here. And I have to say, I have such good gear because I spent so much time enchanting and gathering XP. It's insane. I actually, funny thing, when I went to go and mine my build my strip mine, and I was mining down for this water elevator, I ran into a trial chamber, and so I made an alternate pathway into it, which you can see right over here. I kind of made that a staircase going down into the trial chamber right there. And it has been so useful for experience. It's been so useful. Every little bit I go down and I gather up some experience, and it's so nice. And then also whenever it's nighttime, I usually go into the swamp and fight a bunch of mobs. In fact, if I look at my statistics, yes, I've been in the trial chamber. I've killed 197 bogged, well, both from the trial chamber and the swamp. I've killed 25 breeze, 131 cave spiders, 95 creepers, 300 slime, 241 zombies, 88 spiders, and yeah, I've killed so many mobs for so much XP. And so yeah, I've been able to enchant everything, and yeah, I have a really good sword right here. This is really good. And also, yeah, that's why I'm at such a low level right now. It's not because I died, although I did die a couple times, which reset my progress quite a bit. But I didn't die. I'm not at level 1 because I died. I just combined a couple swords recently to get this, and I also did some combinations for my armor as well, because I had some pretty unlucky enchantments. And so yeah, and this is my storage system. It's very small. This isn't permanent or anything. It's just kind of just done so that I have some level of organization, and it's just a little bit consistent. And so yeah, it's very nice. And in terms of my strip mine, it goes down to Y -54. I have to say, strip mining is so good. It is amazing, because if you strip mine, there's at -54, there's a good chance you'll run into diamonds, and if you don't, there's also a good chance that you'll run into a cave. And I found that always explore caves, especially down at this level, because there are so many diamonds. It's honestly ridiculous. It's ridiculous, because one time I went strip mining and I got over a stack of diamond ores, and that's why I have so many diamonds right here, because I was able to get them with fortune here. And so yes, things are looking very, very good. And I figure I might as well show the nether spawn right here. It's not too much. I flattened out this area on top. But yeah, as you can see, there's quite a lot, if it would load. There's quite a lot of Soul Sand Valley over here. I did make a pathway over there just to get to another waste biome up there for some quartz, which was also a good source of XP. And so yeah, I have traveled a decent amount in the nether, but I haven't been able to find neither a bastion nor a nether fortress, which is a little bit frustrating because I really need some blaze rods. But yeah, I'm sure I'll find them at some point. And so yeah, I think now it would be a good time to head over to the mountain over here, and then I can show you kind of the main base that I'm working on. Okay, here we are up in the mountains now. As you can see, my house is down there. And so what I'm building here is a castle now. These are the very bare bones plans. These are only kind of the outer walls, the plan for the outer walls. But I'm very happy with the plans that I have so far. As you can see, I've gotten to work on making the floors so far. And it's still a work in progress. I still need to gather up some more wood, because this is going to require quite a bit of wood. But so yeah, this is meant to be a castle. So I'm not exactly sure what it will look like yet, but my inspiration is being drawn from the Title Update 9 tutorial world castle. That's kind of my main inspiration here, and I was mainly inspired to do it because, as you can see, this is sort of a hill biome. I guess in the tutorial world it was in a forest biome, the castle was in a forest biome, but I plan to kind of terraform this area to make it look more like a forest, and then I want a pathway going back down into a swamp, which, if you remember, it does go down into a swamp. The back of the castle does exit out to a swamp. And so yeah, I just think that's cool. Although I really tried to mix up the shape of the overall building because as you can see, I think it's slightly larger, but also it has a couple of main differences. For example, this area that I have right here, this is going to be sort of the main courtyard. There's going to be a lot of nature in here. It's going to be very, very nice. And then we have two entrances going into here. So these are just entrances into the castle, nothing too fancy. And then I'm gonna probably separate all of this into a ton of different rooms and stuff for various different purposes. And then here, this is gonna be a separate courtyard, and this is where you're gonna kind of exit out into the swamp here. And then it's also worth mentioning that I might potentially make an exit going out in that direction, I'm not sure. But these two exits here, this is sort of the main entrance here. This is where you'll usually enter. And then this area, kind of similar to the tutorial world, this is probably where my farming and animals are going to go. Well, it's going to be a pathway going over into that area, which I'm not exactly sure how I'll do that because this terrain is a little bit odd. But yeah, I'll figure it out. I think it's going to turn out well. So yes, this is what I plan to be sort of my main base. It's a little bit large. I really don't like open spaces for a base, so I'm gonna need to find various purposes to fill this entire place up. I do have plans. I really want to start with villagers soon. So I do have plans to probably underneath the castle have some sort of area where I can keep all the villagers and have some sort of trading hall, because I don't think there's enough area up top, and I just think that it'd be really convenient to have it underground here. So yeah, so that is the castle. Obviously I have very little progress on it, but that's kind of the point of this video, to just show the progress that I make. And so yeah, I think the final thing, or I would like to mention first, before the final thing, that I really like this seed, as I mentioned earlier. That's why I didn't want to really quit the world. I'll go up to this tree here to get the best view. But yeah, so there are villages all over the place. There's a really nice swamp here, and there's a snowy biome over there, which I'm not exactly sure what I'll do with the snowy biome, but I'm sure I'll come up with something eventually, because this is sort of this survival world. I'm trying to just really enjoy the game with this, and I'm hoping that this world I can play it for years to come. I obviously, I don't know, that's a hard thing to do, to stay with one world for a while, but that's my hope. And you know, I'm trying to be optimistic here. So yes, so the final thing that I will be showing are the mushroom islands that I discovered. Oh, and yes, this is where I commit all of my deforestation. I have completely decimated this entire area. There are very few trees left, and it looks like I've left just a ton of saplings all around here. Alright, so these are the mushroom islands that I found. I found this place very, very, very fascinating. It's very interesting because there's an ocean monument right there, and there's another one right over there. But yeah, as you can see, there's a decent sized one right there. There's another decent sized one right there. And then there's another behind that. There's another fairly decent sized mushroom island over there. But then there's a huge one right here. And you know, I think that this place is very, very interesting. I do have a really cool idea for what to do with this whole entire area and this whole entire island group. But that's far in the future for me, for this world. And I don't really want to say anything that I won't necessarily commit to doing. So for now, I'll just leave it at that. But I just came here to kind of show you that this place is really, really cool. Oh, I just realized that there's another ocean monument right there. There's 3 monuments all around here. Okay, wow. Alright, now that is the end of my first update log, and actually on the way back from the Mushroom Islands, actually, I got a dog. I didn't have a dog earlier, but I was able to get a dog. Unfortunately, I can't really show the footage in a conventional fashion. I can just play it over this. But I was listening to music on the way back, and it was part of the recording, so I can't really show the audio. But yeah, I got a dog. I ran into wolves all the time, but I always ran into them when I didn't have bones on me. And fortunately, since it was nighttime, I was killing skeletons that were trying to kill me, so I had some bones on me from that, and I was able to get it. So yes, I don't know what I'm gonna name you, but I'll probably decide eventually. So yes, so thank you for watching my first update log. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing these things. I'm trying to have fun, and I'm trying to have as little restrictions on myself as possible. So I'm just gonna do it whenever I feel like. So sometimes there might be a month gap. Sometimes there might even be, I don't know, a 6-month gap, depending on just how I'm feeling. So yes, hopefully you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.